Hello and welcome to this MMA President tutorial. What I'll be showing you right now to start with is how to choose a game or start a new game. So if you wanted to start a game in 1995 with no fighters at all, a complete clean slate, so you basically click that and then that and right here, or that was to choose whether you have celebrities in the game or just fighters, but we'll get onto that later. And right here you can choose which company you want. So World Fighting is the best company and you'd have a lot more popularity points. The company you've got at the moment, you start with the default company, so you start on 1 popularity. So basically you can see that there's only your fighter in there. And you would do that, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to play with a game that's got 3,800 fighters in it. So we'll do that. And they've played 5 seasons, so you've got data to start with. So we can, this is basically if you want to add celebrities into your game. Right. So yep, we'll start with the default company. And what we want to do here is book our first event. And so we're looking at, this tells us some information on our company. We've got $400,000. Our popularity is 1 and we're ranked last at 25. So some fighters to sign there, lots of game information. So we're going to look for some fighters to sign. We probably want a good main event and good co-main event with fighters that have decent popularity. So we can look here. That's your rating. That's the fighter's rating for each of their fights on average. So we're going to look around. We need them in the same division so they can fight each other, and of course the same gender. See, these are fighters that have been let go by other companies over the last 5 years. We'll go with this guy here, Uriah Penn. You can see all of his fights there. So we'll sign him. He's a welterweight. So I have to go for a bidding process because there's another company that wanted him. So we've signed him. And let's sign this guy here. Doesn't look very good. Oh, his skill average is not too bad. Because we want to give our guy an easy fight to start with. Yeah, we'll go with this guy here. Right. Actually, their popularity probably wasn't that good. But I'm just gonna show how to book an event to start with. So maybe we'll just go with 2 rookies here. And right, these 2 haven't fought yet. So we're just gonna book a few more, get a few more just to round out our company, get some heavyweights. But we don't want their popularity to be too much because the more popularity they have, the more money you have to spend on the fighter. So we'll look here. Looks like a very good fighter, but hasn't fought yet. So see if we can get some fighters some easy fights to start with, and hopefully they get a good rating if they get an early finish. Right. Let us see. We might not. We'll have the event on. We'll just book it for that because we're just doing 1 event this time. And see if we can book some of these. Who else have we got? Let's try and find them. Lightweight. Right. Right, I'll make that my first fight. So at 9 in popularity, 7 popularity. So I might book that one against that one. There's quite a big discrepancy in their skill average. But that doesn't mean this fighter might have really kind of a boring fight style. So his rating wouldn't be the rating for the fight wouldn't be very good. Right, we'll give him the next fight. Right there. So man and woman, so they can't fight each other. What we got here? Put that one in as well. If you wanted to book a title, you could then just click here. There's 3 different titles for every division. Your main one, your interim, your challenger. So it's up to you on how you want to treat those belts. So we'll just put that one in. Also, you can select 3 or 5 rounds at the top. I'd normally select 5 rounds if I was going to have a title fight. Looks like we need a couple more fighters. Right, booking. Sign a few here, get a few. We'll see if we got some. This is the smallest women's weight, Shinashi weight. Let us take a look. Need 2 more fights. Get a few more fighters here. Right. Back in here. As you can see, you can have up to 12 fights on each event. The main event and co-main event are going to bring in the money for your fight. So if your fighter's got high popularity, they should bring in a lot of buys for your event. And then you've got 3 to 5, which are quite important for your event. If they have high ratings, they'll prop up your event a little bit, your rating in the end. 6 to 10 also count for your rating because you have a CEO rating. So we'll take a look here. Right, we just want to book these fights. Oh, we'll go back there. Right. Might just book 6 fights. That would probably be a good one as a main event. Right, so we've got our 6 fights in there. Yep, the CEO rankings I was talking about here is you get rated on how much the fighters improve in your event. Right, so if we play an event now. Right now it's just going through its updates to get you onto the actual day of the fight. It's going through millions and millions of pieces of information and updates, and it was probably running through another event for another company, as there's 24 other companies in this game. So you'll be able to see how that event went. So Honor FC had an event, and they had a good rated main event, terrible co-main event, and the rating, they got 82%. Rating for the event, but they didn't have enough popularity on the fighters, so it lost some money. So it lost some popularity. That shows you how much money they made there. So the next thing, this should show you the weigh-ins and whether all your fighters made weight. Normally there'd be an asterisk next to the weight if they didn't make weight, but they all did, which is good. Massive discrepancies between the heavyweight heavyweight weights and the Shinashi weight. Right. So let's run an event. Right. So we can quickly go through our event here. That shows that Melanie Brunson won by knockout in 1 minute 7 seconds in the first round. And Carla O'Hara won hers. These have all been pretty good fights at the moment. And that's the co-main. Co-main did the crowd loved the fight. And because your company's got low popularity at the moment, as long as as long as the event does well, your company should rise in popularity. But it gets harder as you progress in the game. Right, the fans loved that one, and we'll just see how that all worked out and see what the rating 106, which is about as good a rating as you can get in this game. And companies lost quite a bit of money. You're probably going to lose quite a bit of money while you're lifting up your popularity to start with. And there it gained popularity. Right there, that's staff, but I'll show you staff in another video. Show gained the company popularity. So it should be up to about 4. That's Brit Fights. It was another company's event. Right. So yep, we're up to 4 in popularity. So that's basically how you book an event in the game. It's quite easy, quite simple, and quite intuitive, hopefully. And I'll be doing more videos like this in the future, and just to go over the basics of this game. Once the game is put out there, there'll be a link underneath if you want to buy the game. Thank you for watching.